Good afternoon and welcome to this Fintech program Master School Info session of EIT Digital on the 28th of February. You are actually right now at very good timing as we have almost 6 weeks to the final submission process at our website. So if you have any questions on the program itself or any technicalities, we're here to help you. After the speakers, we have this Q&A session dedicated exactly to these kind of problems. So first of all, I would like to ask Salvatore Moccia to speak on behalf of the Master School.
Thank you, Christian. Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar. And as Christian was telling you, during this webinar, we hope to shed lights on the importance of studying a master with us. And also we have, and for this reason, we have Professor Alvaro Pina. He is the director of a Fintech program, but we have also the Master School office in the person of Ellen, and she will help you to solve all the administrative issues, etc., etc. So before analyzing the Fintech program in depth, let me thank you again for this organization, and let me tell you why you should study a program with us. I will give you, let's say, 4, 5, 6 points maximum. First of all, our programs, they are unique. In the European environment, the EIT Digital Master School programs, they are unique because we are the only one putting together tech skills and business skills. When studying one of our master programs, you will not only get two tech master degree diploma from 2 different universities, but you will get also a minor in innovation and entrepreneurship. Because including our program, there is also a minor in innovation and entrepreneurship. So you will learn also how to develop a business. You will learn also how to write down a business plan, how to know your customers, etc., etc. So this is why our program is unique in Europe, but I would say that it's unique almost all around the world. And this is also why, for example, our students, and this is the second reason that I would like to give you, why our students, before finishing the program, they have already a job offer. Because again, they are unique, because you have some unique skills. And this is also the reason why our students, the salary that they get when they finish our program, they are higher compared to the average in the market. And another reason, we have a strong alumni community. We have more than 2,000 students. They were former students, and now they are member of this alumni community. All of them, they have very important job positions, but what is important for you, and they are offering positions to the students, the next generation of students, and they are offering their help for internship programs, etc., etc. So our alumni community, it's really strong. They organize events, and they open the door to the future generation. Another point, the cultural experience. You will have the opportunity to study the first year in one country, the second year in another country, but in between the first and the second year, we have also the summer program. So probably you will visit a third country. And apart from visiting different countries, you will live your experience in direct contact with other students from all around the world. We have students also from non-European Union countries. And last point, it's the scholarship. Ellen, I'm sure that she will send to you, she will share with you the link with all the full list of scholarship available. So this is another important point for you. We have a lot of scholarship available. So before finishing, let me go back again and let me summarize these 4 points. Uniqueness, the salary, alumni community, cultural experience, and scholarship available. Thank you very much, Christian. And thank you also to Professor Alvaro Pina, who is now explaining the Fintech programs in details. And thank you also to Ellen for your participation. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Salvatore. And as you just said, I would like to ask now Professor Stranger to speak. I see that you are here.
Yes. Hello to everyone. I wanted to share my screen.
I'll let you know once we can see it, Alvaro.
học sinh ra ăn mì mắt mà mắt to mà một mắt đây quay luôn là trên Facebook ấy trước sau.
I will just put someone on mute. Yeah.
We can see your screen.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's not slideshow, but we can see it.
Sorry. So thank you for inviting me today to this webinar. So we are, as we speak, promoting the master programs, in particular the Fintech master program that was created actually after a call for proposals in 2018. And we are very happy to move this program forward into the EIT digital ecosystem. It's like the other programs is a master, it's a double degree master that has the particularity of being specific on the financial technologies and having also the minor on innovation entrepreneurship. You can see many fintech programs offers around the European universities. Most of these educational offers are provided by business faculties or economics faculties. So I will say that the main specificity of our proposal, our master in fintech, is that is tailored to the computer science students. So you will, by following this master, you will end up with a computer science degree, but you will have a very strong connection and content with the financial technologies while still having a minor on innovation entrepreneurship. So actually there are here three disciplines that are being put together during the program. The computer science, mostly based on the data science disciplines, the financial technologies that are provided by the different partners in the universities, and then the minor. I will explain later how this is distributed in terms of ECTS. So as Salvatore mentioned, you will have an international experience by following this master in 2 different cities in Europe, and you will be helped to get in touch very quickly with the most innovative industry and ventures in the fintech area. So why we created in 2018, 2019 a program in fintech? Well, at that time, many of the biggest and most important universities were creating, as I told you, fintech programs, and they were doing it from the economic or the business point of view by leveraging on the existing infrastructure or computer informatics or computer science skills that were already that their students had already. So most of the offer in fintech is for people that already have a degree and they specialize in something related to business. What we are doing is trying to put these things together to save time and to make computer science more accurate and relevant in the topic of the fintech. So what we realized at that time is that actually each company and all organizations will have to take care of this financial new dimension that is taking over through the digitalization of the bank businesses. So, for instance, you have crowdfunding, which is a very important sector in the fintech area. Crowdfunding is about making possible to have a micro contribution of people to different kind of projects. This has been at the ground of the blockchain development and the new currencies development, which are other topics that are integrated into the fintech. In some extent, all payment security issues are covered also by the fintech area. So there is a strong link between the cybersecurity problematics and approaches and the idea of having people with enough knowledge in the fintech field, so to take care of the different process related to the transfer of money or currency. In the blockchain sector, what we have been observing is the rise of an industry of the certification. So the idea that all notarial activities will be with time replaced by some digital solutions, and this has been possible with the blockchain certification of the transactions, and this is something that is also very related to what we are doing in the fintech program. Then you have, of course, everything related to payments, to peer-to-peer lending, to advisors in the different portfolio asset management activities. And there is one last sector I would like to mention because it's rising in importance in the last years, is the RegTech, that we can integrate also in the fintech over a general perimeter. There are many new companies and startups that are developing new services to replace top-down approaches for regulation. So to have a bottom-up approach for regulating industry, for regulating behaviors, and this is also something that we are seeing more and more in the fintech area, and that we are encouraging through our internships and the collaboration we have with the different companies. So the fintech sector has been growing in the last year massively, and the expectation is that this will continue to be the case. So the needs for professionals that are actually at the same time computer science, but having a good understanding of how the fintech processes are being built is going to increase in the next year. So we think that the offer we have created will give an extra value, an added value to the computer science master students that are following the program. So they will have a specific knowledge on this discipline, and they will be better positioned to acquire interesting jobs at the end of their studies. The network we are having for the fintech program is split, as you know, in a first year and a second year. So there is the University of Rennes, the University of Trento, the University of ELTE, the Polytechnic of Madrid, and the Polytechnic of Milano in the first year as an entry year choice. And in the second year, with the different specializations, you have a University of Rennes, University of Nice in the south of France, University of Trento, and University of ELTE. The specializations are fintech based on data management. For Rennes, we are actually leveraging on a Bloomberg room that we have in the Faculty of Economics. So all students have access to this market room called Bloomberg, and they can actually train themselves with real data with a difference of 5 minutes with the real-time information in the market. In l'Université des Côtes d'Azur in the south of France, they are more mathematical, are more inclined to have an internship in trading, also applied to insurance businesses. In the University of Trento, they have leverage on the distributed fintech system. And finally, in the ELTE University, they have a specialization on system engineering for financial technologies. So as I told you earlier, the structure of the program is a bit different from the others because we have this specialization in fintech that is embedded in the technical core. So we have a technical core of 45 ECTS, a specialization in fintech that is 15 ECTS. This means 3 courses, 1 per semester, the first 3 semesters of the master. And then you have, like in the other programs, the master thesis with 30 ECTS, and then the innovation entrepreneurship minor with 30 ECTS, including 4 regular courses and the summer school between the first and the second year. Let me finish by saying that this program has been successfully launched 2 years ago, and that we have an increasing number of students, and we are happy to say that we are starting to build a community around these issues and these studies in the EIT digital ecosystem. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Alvaro.
Thank you, Alvaro.
Also, so that you know, we have a representative here from ELTA University in the audience. So if in case you have any questions related to ELTA's program, you can ask that in the Q&A session. And right now, I would like to ask another Alvaro. Trust me, we have many Alvaros in the system. Alvaro Hernandez Montes, who is a student ambassador, speaking on behalf of the Fintech program. Before I pass on the word to you, the virtual word to you, Alvaro, this is also shows something that Salvatore mentioned, the strength of the community, that, you know, people are trying to give back something to the community, being a student ambassador, coming here and speaking of her or his experiences to make sure that this program reaches as many people as possible. So again, thank you so much for being here, Alvaro. Appreciate it. You are a great example of our program, and I'd like to give you the floor now. Thank you.
Yes, give me a second because I am trying to put the slides. Okay, now.
Sure. I'll let you know once we see it. So yeah.
Well, I'm gonna share the screen directly.
Something is coming. Yeah, it's not slideshow yet, but we see it. Yeah.
But what you're seeing right now?
I mean, I see the whole window. So, you know, not the slideshow option, but the other one. I see my face now. Yeah, you went back now to PPT. It's perfectly fine, actually. It's readable. So no worries.
Okay. Let me a second.
Okay.
Solve it.
We saw the wonderful flags on the first slide.
Okay, now I think that should work.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna. Well, I don't know if. Yes.
We can hear and see you, and also the slides. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget where I have to play. There was a lot of time that you don't use PowerPoint. I usually play.
If you go to the bottom on the right side, you see this kind of, yeah, just next to the Zoom. Yeah, that's the one. No, the one after that, right? No, just 2 steps on the right. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, the first of all, I apologize because I usually use Canvas and Prezi, so I'm not used to PowerPoint, but well, I am Alvaro, and I'm here to present what was my experience during the EIT. And for understand what was my experience, I have to say that the most important of EIT is that you can study in 3 different countries, and this is going to be my experience based on France, Italy, and Finland. In my case, I studied in Rennes with Albert being a stranger in France. In Trento University, my second year of Fintech, and the summer school I did in Aalto University in Helsinki. First of all, just to introduce a little bit myself, my name is Alvaro. I have 24 years old and I come from Spain. After finishing my bachelor in telecommunication engineering, I was completely sure that I want to travel abroad to get some insights. Like Albert being strangers told before. So I want to focus my career on that direction, and I found EIT program, and like it sounds very interesting for a lot of reasons that I'm going to explain right now because of my experience. I will like try to motivate you also to apply because I think that is a unique opportunity. Also, just to introduce myself, I am very curious and with a lot of hobbies. So if this is your case and you are a curious people, I really think that EIT is your kind of project. But why I choose EIT and why I would choose again? Well, I have an experience based on 5 main topics. The first one was the people that I meet inside EIT. I think that was the most important of everything. There are people from different countries. There are people who you are going to practice and learn a lot of language. Interest people because usually who join EIT community are people which are, I would say, very smart and with a lot of things to talk about. So you are really enjoy because of the people that you are gonna meet. It's very good time which I have with them, and after all we become even a family. Right now even I am living in the flat of one, so you are gonna become very close because at the beginning no one know each other, everyone travel to a new place. So it's just because of the people. I think that is something that is really to take into account. Also, just not talking about the technical side, the travel was really incredible. In my case, like I stay in the 3 places that I mentioned before. I include some pictures of some places that I visit, and during the year, AIT is very flexible and it gives you also a lot of time to have this kind of travels, to discover a little bit more Europe and to learn also from a different point of view. The third that I would like to remark, and why specifically this master, is because of 3 main topics. The first of all is because of the quality. It's true, like that depend on the university is gonna be different quality. So this is also something that I want to make you think what kind of universities you want inside the program and try to research more about them. But usually like all the universities have quite quality. There are people who has like some problems because probably in some Nordic universities like the level is quite higher and they have to study more, and in other universities is quite a little bit lower. So this is something that you have to research because it's flexible. In my case, for example, I was very proud of this master because it's really teach something. The second is because they provide you a lot of freedom and support. I mean, if you need something with the apartment of everything, usually the universities take care of that. You have any problem also inside the university, and they have a very good answer and response to that. That always it takes more or less time, but always solve. So they provide a lot of help. And the second is because of the double degree. You not only get a technical degree, like could be the case of fintech, you also get a minor in entrepreneurship and innovation. And this is very important for the curriculum because it makes something different. Also, you are studying for a European institution of innovation and technology and not for a concrete university. So you have 2 degrees in 2 different universities, even a third with the summer school. And this is something to take into account because usually it's very good evaluated. The fourth point is because of the culture. Like it gives you the opportunity to go to 3 different countries. You are going to learn a lot, not only because of the universities teach in different perspectives, it's also because of the cultural points. In France, I developed my French skills that I know a little bit before. In Italian, they provide free class of Italian. In Helsinki, I was not very into learn the Finnish language, but they also provide you the opportunity. You're gonna taste a lot of different foods and cultural experience. For example, the last week it was the carnival in Venice, and like all the people that were in Trento moved to Venice. So you are gonna have a lot of this kind of new experience. Also, people in Helsinki try to see auroras, and in France there was also so many activities to do. So just because of the cultural side is going to open a lot of your mind. If you didn't travel before, this is a very good opportunity to do with a very big group. And finally, the last part why I choose the program, and I think that this is what make different this master from others. This is the entrepreneurship part. It teaches like hard skills that you're gonna need in the future for how it's being developed in everything. But also at the same time, it provides you like a minor in this part of entrepreneurship and innovation. And this is very important because it's gonna make that you work in yourself, learning some several soft skills to dealing with some projects. Also because you are gonna have some subjects like E&I that are gonna teach you how a startup is working and how to throw a startup, what are the different files and the different tasks that you have to do from the research to the implement version. Also, the summer school is a very important part because you can choose a topic and work into that topic like if you are working from your first time in your business idea. And this is something that's for me it was really enjoyable, and it's also like completely freedom for you. You can choose whatever you want, so it's a first try, then you can test yourself. And to finish everything is because of the community. ENI is not EIT is not only a university institution. It's also a place where we encourage the innovation, we encourage the entrepreneurship, and there are a lot of projects related to EIT that if you are part of EIT, you can discover about. In every university or every node, they usually has like some startup or business idea, and you can go into that, or you can, thanks to them, meet other small communities of entrepreneurship and innovation, and you learn more and more projects. So the networking, we would consider it that is big. From my experience, these are the 5 main things, and this is why I would strongly encourage you to apply to EIT, because for me it was a very important opportunity in my life, and I hope that it also helps to you.
Thank you so much, Alvaro, for this prompt presentation. May I ask just one question about your internship?
You want to ask?
Yeah, about your internship. If you could tell us more about how it went, you know, where did you have it? How much support did you get it from the local offices? I think your picture is frozen now. Alvaro, if you're still here. Okay, so we lost Alvaro. No, he's back. Alvaro, can you hear us?
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
okay.
We can see and hear you. Oh, good. Oh, good. So I was asking about your internship experience.
Yeah, well, I am in second year, so I did the first year in Rennes summer school in Finland, and now I just finished the first semester in Trento. So the second semester, just to clarify to everyone, is like a semester where you don't have to study. You have to do your internship and your thesis in the place where you do your internship, probably, or you can do also site. And this is where I am currently right now. For how it's now happen everything in Europe, the demand of internships is so low and it's so hard to get, because how is currently the marketing and after all the inflation and everything. So I didn't have an internship, and we are some people also in Trento struggling, and we also don't have like this support from the university, so we have to find ourselves. So one of the things that you are going to learn through EIT is not only these soft skills, it's also to how to sell yourself, and this is very important, because also even with the degree you are going to have to fight with this difficulty of find internship and good internship to develop your career.
Okay, then we do hope that you will have this opportunity very soon, and it's all going to be settled.
Yeah. Also, I want to clarify that there are some universities that provide more help with that, and other which not. So it's also something that you.
We lost you again, Alvaro. If you can still hear me, I think it's best if you just take up the camera. It helps sometimes. Alvaro, are you here?
Yes.
Alvaro.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I mean, please don't use your camera. I think it's better without the camera, just the sound.
Yeah. Just to clarify, there are some universities that provide more help with the internship and others which not. So it's something that I would also strongly recommend before apply, if it's one of your priorities to get a good internship, to be in contact with these kind of universities that has more help. Because right now it's difficult times. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, we see it. Okay, thank you so much, Alvaro. So this is the point now where we open up the floor from the Q&As, and of course we can have the support of Alvaro, both Alvaros, to answer the questions, as well as Eileen from the Master School office. I saw one comment earlier in the chat box coming in from Nguyen Tu Huyen. I have a bachelor in economics and currently pursuing second in computer science, expected complete the end of this year. I have experience working as product designer in Fintech. Am I qualified for admission for the Fintech program? I think this is something for you, Professor Stranger.
Yeah, thank you. So the rule is as follow. You need to justify whether with a certificate or with professional experience up to the equivalent of 45 ECTS on the computer science field. This is a requirement so we can integrate the candidates in the local setup of the program. We are working with Salvatore in making other options possible, but for the moment, the rule to make actually partners university accept our candidate is that they manage to justify up to 45 ECTS, whether with a course diploma or with professional skills.
Okay, thank you. Taufik, you have raised your hand.
Yes, hi, thank you for the presentation. I wanted to ask, what happens if someone fails a class in the first year? Will there be a reserved spot in the exit university after that? And also I wanted to ask, what happens if someone after finishing their first year is unable or not willing to do the second year? Do they just take the first master from the first year and that's it?
Perhaps I can jump in and answer here. Thank you for that question. My name is Elin Karlsson and I'm from the Master School office. Regarding your first question, if you would fail an exam or a course in your first year, so there is a requirement that you complete at least 48 ECTS during your entry year. So 80% of the courses have to be completed. If you would fail a course and still have some ECTS to complete while moving on to your exit year, then this is a little bit up to you to make a plan with the entry university to see how you can make up for those missed exams, if you can participate online in some way or retake the exam. There are also sometimes possibilities to retake the course at the exit university, but that depends a little bit on the courses that they offer, of course, and if the entry university can still accept those courses that exit university offers instead. So that will need to be decided in each case and by the universities. I hope that answered your first question. And then I would like to ask you to repeat the second question, please.
Yes, thank you.
If they can drop at the second year before starting second year.
Yes, exactly. So after I've completed my first year, what happens if I drop?
Okay, yeah, of course you are allowed to drop out. However, you would not be able to get the degree. I mean, not from EIT digital. You would need to complete both of the years, of course. And well, the kind of certificate or diploma that you would be able to get from your entry year, I am not sure. You would need to complete both of the years, of course, to get your master diploma.
So I would not, because supposedly it's two different master degrees from two different universities, right? So even if I finish the first one, is it a program that's offered also independently in that university? Would I still get the master's? No?
I mean, in that case, you would still need to do 2 years, but at the entry university.
Yeah, the master program is 2 years. 1 year at one entry university and second year exit university. So it does not mean 1 year, one diploma. No, you need to complete the 2 years.
But okay, that's clear. But when I complete the 2 years, I get two different separate master's degrees from both of the universities, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And in fact, you will receive a third one, which is an EIT label paper, but that's not a diploma degree, but a certificate.
Yeah, an EIT label certificate that certifies that you have been studying this specific program. So you will have 2 diplomas and 1 certificate at the end of your studies.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So to receive more questions, I would like to remind you that Aline put a link with the scholarship options into the chat box, which is really a thorough and summarized list of the options you might have. So if you have any specific question, best if you just read it through, and in case of questions, you can still get back to the Master School office.
Christian, can I add something to the answer before?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, from my experience, no one has failed from one year to other, because usually it happens three things. That's first of all, like you have several opportunities. Second is that EIT give you a lot of flexibility, and third one is that usually the people who usually make the master already has like a good prepared level to afford all the subjects. So I would make you think that you have to relax, and would not be a problem in the future to fail one subject and have to come back to that place to try to deal with that, because always there is an option from the part of EIT in the second university or something. And even if you fail it, there are some universities, like I think that is the case of Rennes, which is not to pass all the subjects, is that the average of the subjects is over a certain number. So don't worry so much about that point, from my experience, almost.
Yeah, thank you. I am not really worried about the failing. I was just trying to understand how the relationship between the two universities work, but thank you. That's actually comforting.
Okay, thank you for the extended answer, Alvaro. Received a quite long comment from Andrei Strinsky. It's regarding something that...
Sorry, Christian, I have replied to him in the chat. We will reply to that separately. It's a very specific question.
Just so that people who will rewatch this session, so a question came in regards to another topic, and Ali will take care of it. But anyway, thank you, Andrew, and no worries about hijacking it. We make sure that all the answers are, all the questions are answered. Federico, can I ask Alvaro a question? Sure, which Alvaro? So Federico Brancazzi, I hope it's correct pronunciation, asks you, Alvaro, what is your current employment since your master's degree? So Alvaro is still in the second year of his exit program. So that's his employment status.
Well, first of all, I sent by the chat because perhaps some of you want to ask me any question or want to talk deeper. I am open to that. So don't be afraid to send me an email. I just put in the chat mail. Right now, it's like I tell you, no one usually get an employment while is in the master. Everyone like try to do the internship in the last semester, and this is where I am right now, like searching for the internship. And after the internship, you get graduated, and usually is when all the people search for the first job. Sometimes in the company where you do the internship, and sometimes you try to change. But currently, I don't have employment.
Okay, hopefully it will soon very change the status. What Salvatore said, that your chances of getting a good job, it's pretty high after this degree. A question from Gopal K. You have raised your hand.
Yes. Hi everyone. So I am an international student, and I have majors in computer engineering, to be precise. But I say a case is like the admission committee feels that I don't have much of finance knowledge in my undergraduate degree, but I am working for a finance sector company in the financial sector or the fintech sector. So how will that be decided? Will there be an interview to process further, or will I be given a chance to explain my situation, or how will that proceed?
Do you want me to answer to this?
Yes, please.
So the process is as follows. We receive your applications through the EIT Digital Master School application portal, and then your application is evaluated by the professors in charge in the entry university and in the exit university at the same time. So once you are accepted in the first year, you are accepted in the second year, provided that you succeed the first year. So you have the opportunity there to upload all documents you think are appropriate, and also to add your curriculum vitae and a letter of motivation. So you will have the opportunity to justify your experience and to make it as clear as possible for the professors in charge of the local implementation of the program. In case of any doubt, I will send you a message, and we could have a chat, but that is not part of the main process. It's just in case of a specific question.
Gopal, was it?
Okay, so my entire decision will be based on only the documents I have submitted, not on any interview.
So yeah, no, the interview is not part of the regular process, but if you have plenty of opportunities for justifying your document, and if there is still a question that arises, you can be contacted by the professors.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Gopal. Till we wait for other questions, I would like to ask if Balint Molnar, if you are here from ELTE University. And if you can hear us.
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Thank you, Balint. I just wanted to ask you a question that was partially raised by Alvaro about the internship opportunities. We see like a gray screen of you, Balint, and a strange spot in the middle. Okay. Oh, that's like a Jedi. It's pretty blurred still.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we can see.
Yeah. No, it's okay. We see you, Balint. So Alvaro said that the internship opportunities are, varied at the various locations at various universities. If you could tell us how it is usually at ELTE.
I think that the scheme is the same for the EIT. There is, regarding the grants, there's no difference, and because we are working together with Alvaro on the admission process, this is the same for all of the students. We generally evaluate the students as previously were mentioned, that there are documents which should be uploaded, and we will try to evaluate, assess the capability of the students. And generally, we accept for the admission students who have at least 60 ECTs in IT, or we provide opportunities to make up for the missing ECTs. It is not so easy because it's quite difficult for the students, but at our faculty, because we run not only the EIT specializations, but there are twin specializations, regular MSc programs or sub-programs. And for these students, there are opportunities to make up for the missing credits, but that means that during the 1 year, or either the first or the second year, that means an extra burden for the students, because they should register for these courses. Anyway, this is the basic scheme, and for that reason, there was some question about that, whether business school or some MSc degree in economics or so. Generally, we accept them who have some kind, who can prove it that there are some basic IT computers science knowledge within their program, and we provide this kind of opportunities for the EIT students.
Thank you, Balint, and please stay with us in case there are any questions related to ELTE coming up. I see a question from Jalila. I would like to know the programming languages that are studied in the master degree Fintech. In addition, I would like to know if it is necessary to have prerequisites in computer science. I believe, Jalila, this was answered partially by Balint now, but if you have any extra comments or questions, let us know.
I could say that mainly in my experience, and I think that practically everyone, it's mainly based on Python, and some subjects could be on Java. Talking about the programming language. And for example, the first year is gonna be like completely, practically completely fished. So if they accept it, they already know that you are successful to do the prerequisites of the computer science subjects. But for the second year, like you can choose usually, and also it depends, like I say, in the university that you choose. Then you have to see the subjects, because some subjects has some prerequisites that perhaps you are not able to afford. But for the first year, it's not a problem. And in summary, Python and Java, I would say. So sometimes MATLAB too, but it's optional.
Okay, thanks, Alvaro. Balint, you had something to say, or yeah?
Yes, I agree with Alvaro. This is the basics, that Python or Java or something like the basic knowledge. We have a software development laboratory called Fintech 1. This is mandatory for the EIT students as well. Within this laboratory, we use the MATLAB environment. That is a quite easy programming language if you learn any programming language, because it can use this kind of environment can be used for financial analysis, simulation, and so on. But there is an opportunity that within this lab, within this course, it's the kind of practice course, the student can learn it starting from the basics. The prerequisite is that you have some idea about the programming languages, how to use it, and it is a very high-level programming languages, and within this environment, within this programming development environment, and it's very easy to create data analytics, data science, to apply algorithms of data science for various financial domains, for example. That means that you can learn it starting from the basics within this lab. For the EIT students, the second laboratory is not compulsory. It's not mandatory. But it's optional. They can select it within the optional part of the credit acquiring scheme, and within this lab they can develop some software or programs or application of data science algorithms, but the programming language that could be applied, there is no restriction. They can select anyone which they can handle. Okay, that is my answer.
Thank you, Balint. Super useful. I see two other questions. Again from Gopal. What is the probability of international students receiving the EIT scholarship? How can anyone increase the chances of getting it? So first of all, there is this link, and then Aline, I was thinking of you, or yeah.
Yeah, I can just mention from last year, like in total, it was around 64% of all applicants that received some sort of scholarship. I cannot say exactly how probable it is for an international student to get one, but the chances are very good. And the scholarships are merit-based, so to increase your chances of getting it, well, it depends on the quality of your application. And probably Alvaro would be able to answer that a little bit better, exactly what would be the most important things.
Alvaro, you can take the word from Aline.
Yeah, sure. So we are looking at two things. We are looking at the results of previous studies and previous professional experience, and we are looking at the motivation of the students, meaning how aware are they of the specificities of the FinTech program, and how much aware are you and willing to have a minor on innovation and entrepreneurship. I will say that those are the main factors: previous results and motivation. Motivation is more important than people think. If you have an original motivation letter and you have you put some effort on doing it, it's much better. We can very quickly check when things are when documents are not original. So that's how it works.
Thank you, Alvaro. I saw a question from Nugian. Does a program having some courses that train students to code, is the problem outcome if students are able to develop an actual product project? I see that from Balint on behalf of ELTE, he responded, there are elective courses on programming languages. The students can register for these courses within the allowed optional courses. Is there anything you can add here, Alvaro, to Balint's comment?
Yeah, sometimes when you say Alvaro, I don't know what Alvaro you refer about.
That's right. Yeah, I was referring to Professor Alvaro, but you're also free to add anything,
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
No,
well,
speak,
if you want
Alvaro.
my view,
Yeah.
You need to check what is interesting here is that we are not providing in the second year of the master the same program. There are specializations. So in the first year you have a certain number of programming courses, and in the innovation and entrepreneurship minor you have 10 ECTS dedicated to the project development for intra-entrepreneurship or for startups. So the skills you wonder about are certainly covered by the program.
Okay, thank you. And now Alvaro is the student ambassador. If you have anything to add, let us know.
Yeah, sometimes it has the own university, like some platforms that support the student, like all the universities give you free resource, and one of the kind of resource that usually is provided by universities is like kind of free course to learn programming in some language. But I think that would not be a problem, because even if you have any doubt, always the different teachers recommend you something to do the prerequisites of whatever subject, not only programming, also networks or whatever you need.
Okay, one raised hand from Taufik again.
Yes, kind of following up on how to enhance your application. Will things that are irrelevant to the program, for example, if I have some papers under review in scientific journals on various topics, would that help, or participating in student clubs in the university? I'm just wondering how much detail to add to my CV and my motivation letter.
Professor Alvaro?
Yes, my apologies. Sorry. Can you repeat the question?
The question was basically how much detail the motivation, materials should be from a part of a student. So.
Okay. Yeah, no more than 2 pages.
Yeah,
and
what
specifics?
So normally you explain how your background lead you to want the program you are choosing, and then you explain how this program will make sense for your professional future. I mean, you put the program in the middle of your life and you make sense with what you did before and what are you planning to do after that. And that is one advice. And the other advice is to integrate in the letter of motivation the three bodies of knowledge that are composing the master: computer science, fintech, and innovation entrepreneurship. So we are sure that you know what you are applying.
Okay, and would it help if I have like research experience, if I have published some papers that are not relevant to this field, like would that show something, or if I have any other experience that's not relevant, should I mention that or should I?
You can mention it as a skill, as a generic skill for your as a professional. I mean, if you know how to write a paper, even if it's not in topic, there are some methodologies, some way of approaching the problem, some discipline, and some result-oriented mindset that you can actually put in value in the motivation letter. So it's a matter of articulating what you have done in the purpose of pursuing the master.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Alvaro. Just one more question, if you might stay here, from Federico Brancasi again. What are some examples of projects that have been done by students over the years?
In the fintech or in general? Let's say in general, because fintech is only 2 years old. So we have created a certain number of startups actually from a student's project. We have one project called Car IoT that was helping disabled people to find a parking place in Rennes, for instance, a few years ago. We have a cybersecurity project called Obvious that use AI to predict attacks and to advise companies where to put security in their systems. We have what else? Pimex, which is a platform that allow companies to distribute stocks among their salaries. So creating a kind of internal stock option market for increasing engagement from the salaries in a company, and so on. So I will say that 20% of our students actually end up working on a startup in link with the technological innovation. At least in my view, maybe more, but at least 20%.
Thank you, Alvaro. And meanwhile, Balint added a few sentences. I will read up for the recorded session participants. So some examples of dissertation that contains experimental software development and scientific processing the subjects. And you've inserted a chart here, which I cannot read up, but there are a lot. And also from Alvaro, our student ambassador, during the master, the projects that we did from the business part, startup development ideas, how to apply a technology for solving a current problem. For example, automatic cars to prevent ice crashing roads. From the technical part, it really depends. I did from machine learning for detect the price of houses until the query recommendation system using data mining. Usually from the perspective of fintech are mainly data science projects. So there are plenty of things here that happen. So let me have the last question now, because whatever session we would say, but time is money, and fintech is money as well. So the last question from Gopal is, could you please let me know how is the job market considering the current recession? What assistance is provided by EIT for obtaining a job?
Well,
I can answer to that.
Thank you.
So Gopal, right now in Europe, we have a need of specialists in those fields. So, and all the companies are eager to get more and more people, because we have almost 1 million of positions open that are not filled. So, in general terms, I would say that it's the forecast for the future, it's positive. What can we do to assist you to obtain a job? I said to you at the beginning that the alumni community is moving a lot. Alumni community, they have a website where you can join once you are a student, and they have a lot of positions open. I can guarantee to you that before ending the course, you will almost get a job offer. Yeah, if I see the statistics from the past, that will happen again. And regarding the recession, this sector is not affected by the recession. I would say in Europe we still have a lot of open positions. Yeah.
Thank you, Salvatore. And before we finish, let me put a link here in the chat box. This shows or this directs you to another info session we have this week on cybersecurity program, organized also by the Master School. It's happening on Thursday. And again, please feel free to take a look at other programs we offer at EIT Digital. The deadline is early April, so we ask you to make sure that your submission is on time. And there will be also a Master School office organized session on the actual technicalities of the submission process. So again, thank you so much for being here, Professor Salvatore Morce, Professor Alvaro Stranger, Alvaro Montes, our student ambassador, Ellen Carlson from the Master School office, and also Brian Molnar for your thoughts on behalf of ELTE. And thank you all of you for being here in the audience. And we hope that you are not only an audience member, but our future students at EIT Digital. In case of any questions, you know that we are here. Let us know. We are here to help you and hope to see you soon in person at one of our locations. So thank you so much. Have a good afternoon and see you around.
Thank you. Thank you very much.